Good evening, everyone. This is the story of a woman who encountered Jesus at the well. She comes to the well in the middle of the noonday heat, so as to avoid the other women of her town for fear of encountering their judgment upon her, for she was a sinful woman. At the well, she encounters Jesus. Jesus speaks with her for a while, and she is deeply touched by this casual but transforming conversation. The first thing to note is that the very fact of Jesus speaking to her touched her. She was a Samaritan woman, and Jesus was a Jewish man. Jewish men did not speak to Samaritan women. But there was something more that Jesus said that deeply affected her. As the woman herself tells us, "He told me everything I have done." She wasn't only impressed that Jesus knew all about her past, as if he were a mind reader or magician. There's more to this encounter than the simple fact that Jesus told her all about her past sins. What truly seemed to touch her was that within the context of Jesus knowing all about her, all the sins of her past life and her broken relationships, he still treated her with the greatest respect and dignity. This was a new experience for her. We can be certain that she would have daily experienced a sort of community shame. The way she lived in the past and the way she was living at the present was not an acceptable lifestyle. And she felt the shame of it, which, as mentioned above, was the reason she came to the well in the middle of the day. She was avoiding others. But here was Jesus. He knew all about her but wanted to give her living water nonetheless. He wanted to satiate the thirst that she was feeling in her soul. As he spoke to her and as she experienced his gentleness and acceptance, that thirst began to be quenched. It began to be quenched because what she really needed, what we all need, is the perfect love and acceptance that Jesus offers. He offered it to her, and he offers it to us. Interestingly, the woman went away and left her water jar by the well. She never actually got the water she came for. Or did she? Symbolically, this act of leaving the water jar at the well is a sign that her thirst was quenched by the encounter with Jesus. She was no longer thirsty, at least spiritually speaking. Jesus, the living water, satiated. Reflect today upon the undeniable thirst that is within you. Once you are aware of it, make the conscious choice to let Jesus satiate it with living water. If you do this, you will leave the many jars behind that never satisfy for very long. And God bless you.
There's a thirst in everybody's heart. There's a thirst that only God can quench. We experience this thirst is not a curse, but a blessing. Friends, we are now on the third Sunday of Lent, Sunday out of which we have a very beautiful moving encounter with Jesus and with a Samaritan woman. Into this gospel, we have St. John presenting Jesus as a very simple an ordinary person. He is found sitting on a well on a noontide day. The Lord is seen as weary and thirsty. However, we have to realize that we don't see Jesus just like that, weary and thirsty. On the other hand, we have also a Samaritan woman who went to a well to get some water. There and then that Jesus is found asking for water from this woman. We know that this woman is somewhat lost woman, considering that she is considered as a social outcast, a Samaritan woman vis-a-vis or in front of a Jew. Yet when the Lord asked for water from this woman, the Lord himself started a conversation. There's something for us to realize that the Lord will surely talk to us. He communicates to us. He converses all of us. When we reflect this episode, brothers and sisters, we have to always realize how the Lord begins showing himself as a person in need, tired, hungry, and thirsty. We are surprised then to see how genuinely human he was and asked help from a Samaritan. She is also surprised at his approach, where surprise allows Jesus to turn the tables and offer her living water of grace. But the water that Jesus will give is different, unlike the water from the well. He tells her that those who drink this water will never be thirsty again, as it gives eternal life, life eternal. The woman thinks in human terms and hopes that she will never have to trans to the well again. Now in all of us, brothers and sisters, there's always a thirst for something. There's always a thirst for success, power, dominion, and many things more, only to realize that this thirst could only be quenched by God himself, allowing ourselves to converse to the Lord, allowing ourselves to talk to him, allowing ourselves to open his promptings or the promptings of the Spirit. Now, the richness of the story is found in the dialogue between Jesus and the woman. It is a story about revelation, communication, and relationships. It is also a story about God, Jesus, and others. Jesus shows himself as the living water to be shared by all. This story introduces many crucial themes that pan out in the rest of the gospel. So, brothers and sisters, as we try to reflect this very, very beautiful story of the Samaritan woman in the well where Jesus met and was able to talk, we remember many times in our lives we're always looking for something for fulfillment, something to quench our thirst, something to satisfy our hunger, realizing that the Lord sometimes secretly journeys with us, talks to us, challenges us, and indeed the challenge is how open we are to His love, how open we are to His teachings, however we are to His communion, communication, and self-revelation. A pleasant evening, brothers